Hey y'all, it's August. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. And as you can see by the title, it's another Vlogmas video. And this video we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial. It's like a pink, like chilly girl makeup. If you don't know what that is, you pretty much just use a lot of like pinkish products or a lot of blush to make it look like you're cold, which is perfect for the winter season. So there's gonna be a full beat. I'm gonna walk y'all through step by step. I have all my makeup out right here that y'all can see, and we're just gonna get straight into it. First step, y'all, is always skincare. So I went ahead and washed my face, did my skincare, and put some moisturizer on off camera. After that, you're going to go in with primer. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip primer. Any primer will work, to be honest. This is a pretty good one for me. I just use about 1.5 to 2 pumps. Rub it on my fingers. And I will literally just put this all over my face. I definitely try to focus it, though, on places where I know I get pretty oily. So like that T-zone area, making sure I'm really patting it in there, because that's where I get oily. And that's literally it. Next thing we're gonna go in with, we're going to do skin tint. So this is the Fenty Beauty Easy Drop Blurring Skin Tint in color 18. And I'm gonna take, all my brushes are from Real Techniques. This is their contour brush. This is just what I use to kind of blend in my skin tint. So I usually just do about 3 to 4 drops. So today I did 4. And then I just literally blend all that in. This pretty much matches my skin tone to a T. Like once I blend it all in. And I love this stuff, you guys. I don't really like the feeling of foundation on my face. Ooh, just poked my eye out. I don't really like the feeling of foundation on my face. So skin tint is perfect for me because I don't know. I get a little overstimulated when I have a whole lot of makeup on my face. And I just feel really cakey. So skin tint is perfect. It's loose. It's not as thick as foundation. But it also has great coverage. This Fenty one has great coverage. And it just feels super duper nice. I know I look super orange on camera. I don't look like that here in person. Probably has something to do with the lighting. But trust me, I won't look like this by the end of it. I just make sure you blend it really, really well. And then make sure you drag it out just a little bit to your neck. Okay, how are we looking? Literally first step in. All right, next step, I'm gonna do concealer. This is the Fenty Beauty. This is their We're Even Longwear Concealer in color 350C. And I usually just use concealer to spot treat and for my under eye. So I'm gonna start with my under eye here, put a little bit there, and then I will drag it out towards the end of my eye. Drag it out right towards the end of my eye, just like that. And then I do have a little spot here, so we're gonna put the tiniest bit of concealer there, but I actually don't have any more spots. So now I'm going to take my Real Techniques Expert Concealer brush, and we're just going to blend that out. I'm not going to hold you guys. Makeup is literally all about blending. Like, I love makeup. It is so fun, but it is an arm workout because you're just blending. Like, I feel like I get the most flawless makeup looks when I blend it together very, very well. Get these spots right here. But yeah, so be prepared to blend in this tutorial. You're gonna get a little arm, a little wrist workout, but that's okay. And then I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's like a harsh line here. I go back in with my skin tint brush and I just pat right there, and then a little bit over the spot treatment. Not over my under eye because I want to give a bright under eye, but when I do spot treatment, I do concealer and then I just pat a little bit of the skin tint that's left on the brush just to make sure it actually is blending in with my skin tone. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. Pat, 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 pat. Yeah, for concealer, I try not to smear it. I try to pat it. That helps me to keep it in place, but I feel like it also looks better to blend if I pat it. I do also try to remember to look up because I don't know, I've seen tutorials where they're like look up because it won't crease, but I'm not gonna hold you guys, I've never had a creasing issue with this concealer. So if you want a concealer where you feel like you won't really have a creasing issue, I would say get this Fenty Wear Even Longwear, because it's just such a creamy foundation to where concealer to where you literally don't even have to worry about that. And then I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like a little bit bright right there. I'm gonna do the same thing to where I'm just dabbing right there. Perfect, y'all. We're looking good. We're looking good. Next thing I'm going to go in with is a liquid blush. This is the Cali Ray Blurry Blush in the color Dream State. I love this blush. It's perfect for this makeup look too because it's such a nice pink color. Now with this, I focus it not right on my cheekbone. I focus it way higher up, right about here. So the way I measure is I look at the corner of my eye and I go diagonal to about right here, and that's where I put it, if that makes sense. So I literally would go here, I smile a little bit to make sure it's actually on my cheek, and then I just put a dot here, dot. This is very pigmented, so you do not need much. Not gonna lie, I'm wiping off this brush because it always has just leftover powder blush, which I will show y'all because the powder blush I use is perfect for this makeup look. This is the Real Techniques, of course. This is their buffing brush. I call it my blush brush because I only use it for my blush, and I just take it and pat it. I try to keep it in that same spot but also spreading it out a little bit to make sure it's blending really nicely. And another thing with my blush, I do typically blend up, especially with liquid blush, because I don't want it right on the apples yet. I just kind of want it right here. Alright. Sorry if you hear any background noise. There is people in my house. And just a lot of... We just got something going on today, so if you hear any background noise, don't mind that. So yeah, hopefully y'all can see. I'm just keeping it right here. And then I'm going to go back in with that skin tint brush right on the perimeter of where I put the blush to make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm telling y'all, makeup is literally all about blend. Like, you have to blend. And that's how that looks so far. Once I'm in a place where I like it, which I am right now, we are going to bake our under eye. I use the Huda Beauty Easy Bake in banana bread. This is by far, from what I've heard and when I use it, probably the best baking powder like ever. It is so seamless and it's just lovely. It's just very hard to get the powder out of here because it has like a little net around it, so, and it can get a little messy. But I take my powder puff and I get some powder on there. I do not put this straight on my face. That's how you look like a ghost. You need to take the back of your hand and pat all that excess powder first, and then you can bake. Because I've done that before where I put it directly on my face and it's so messy and it's so much powder to where you just gotta re-clean up the whole look, basically, like pretty much start over and re-clean it, and it's like no one has time for that. Getting some more on here, patting it on the back of my hand, and then we're gonna bake the other eye. Baking with a powder puff is pretty easy because of the triangle shape, so you can just go right in that inner corner of your eye. And then I go all the way out to where I put the blush. Then I'll just scoop up that powder on the back of my hand, and I'll just use a little bit more where I put the blush. This is the only place I bake, like ever, to be honest. I see people bake in other places of their face. For me, I just prefer just the under eye because it just looks so good. There we go. Done with that. We're looking good, y'all. Okay, next thing I go in with is the Maybelline Fit Me. This is their matte and poreless powder in 355 coconut. This comes with a little sponge, so I just use that. I pat it onto the sponge, and then I literally just put it all over my face except where I just baked. This for me just helps even out my skin tone. It helps with any oily places, so I really focus it on my T-zone. And I do put a little bit over my eye because I get oily like right there in the inner part of my eye. So I make sure I focus it above my eye, not below, because we just baked right here. So you want to focus it up here. Make sure I get my forehead. Just make sure you have a pretty nice even skin tone. Bring it down to your neck a little. And that's really it for that. That just sort of helps me like even out my skin tone and make sure I'm not looking oily or anything. Wipe my eyebrows off. Alrighty, next thing is powder blush. This is by far my favorite step. This is the blush. If there was one thing about this makeup look that you need, it is this blush. This is the Juvia's Place Blush Duo in volume 4. Show you guys the color here. Like, is this not perfect for this makeup look? It's so good. Okay, this part is a little hard for me because getting the perfect blush look, it takes some time. This part probably takes me the longest because it's just like trying to get it that perfect blend, because I do use both of these colors, so be easy on yourself because this takes a little minute. But I'm gonna go in with the lighter color on the bottom first. Take some of that on my brush, and I'm gonna put this right on the apples of my cheek, just right here. I'm not gonna take it anywhere else. We're just gonna focus it right on the apple. Perfect. Now, sometimes I use the back of my hand to get off extra blush. We're gonna use that second color, that darker color, and we're gonna bring it right where we put that liquid blush. This one is much more pigmented. So, oh, can y'all see that on my shirt? Yeah. I usually like to wipe my brush off after I apply it and then go back in and blend. And then this, I'm just blending the two colors together. So I'm blending out that darker color, but then I'm coming back in and I'm blending in the lighter color that we just put on the apples with the darker color, making sure it's nice and smooth. You don't have a harsh line between both colors. Perfect. I'm gonna go in with my skin tint brush, and we're gonna go right around to make sure there are no harsh lines. Making sure everything is seamless. Sometimes I go just a little bit over the blush just to make sure it looks nice and good, period. Now, for this part, I use my concealer blush, my concealer brush and I go in with the lighter color, and I put the tiniest bit on the tip of my nose, tiniest bit, and then I go in with that darker color and I do that same thing, just the tiniest bit. And then for this one, I like to use a concealer because it just helps blend it a little bit more, because that Fenty is so creamy. I feel like with the powder, it helps blend it more and it doesn't look really cakey on my nose. Take that, just a little bit more. And then I'll just kind of switch back and forth from putting more to blending it out. Do y'all see that? It's like the perfect little pink. And then if it's too much pink, you can just go back in with your skin tint and blend it even more. So yeah, see, I feel like that's the perfect pink now. I love putting a little bit of blush on my nose for this look because it just definitely gives the chilly girl effect. And yeah, that's pretty much it for blush. Now we're gonna go in with some mascara. For mascara, I'm using the Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water. I love this mascara. It makes my lashes look really, really long, and it's not very cakey. I had a feeling I got it on my skin. All right. But yeah, you guys, that blush, I'm telling you, it's funny, I was looking for the powder blush for like a month and a half because it was sold out everywhere, and I completely understand the hype. It is so good, especially for us girls with melanated skin, because it is just so pigmented. I feel like it's amazing. It's amazing for all skin tones, of course, but finding a really pigmented blush for melanated girls, especially girls with darker skin, can be so tricky. So I really do love that blush for that. And yeah, I put mascara on my top and bottom lashes, by the way, but you can use any mascara you want. Yeah, this is kind of at the point where you can just do whatever feels good for you. I think the blush is the main part of this look that I really wanted to show you guys. Next, I'm going in with highlighter. This is just the Sephora Luminizer in Sparkling Honey, and I do not have my highlighter brush with me, so we're just going to use my finger, which is perfectly fine. But that's sort of the color. I love it. I just take some of my finger and I put it right on the bridge of my nose. After we have blended that highlighter out nice and well, we're gonna do lip combo. This is the last step before we set our face. For my lip combo, I use the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in Limitless Brown for my lip liner. And then I just line my lips. And then I try to blend it out a little bit. Ooh, that was a nice sound. Okay, ASMR. And then to go on top of that, I use the NYX Butter Gloss in Lava Cake, and I just go right over my lip liner. And then I'm just blending that in. Looks good. Now for my top lip, because my top lip is pretty small, I just take my finger and I wipe off that excess brown in the middle to make more room for the pink gloss I'm about to put on. So right at the center, still keeping the liner. And then last thing, y'all, what? Like this is such an easy routine. It takes like 10 minutes when I'm not filming. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filler in UUU Baby. This is the perfect pink gloss, and I just focus it right on the center of my top and bottom lip. I do use a decent amount just so you can see that pink color. Blending it out. A little bit more. Perfect. Isn't it so cute? I love this lip combo, you guys. And for the very last thing, which is setting spray, I use the One Size Until Dawn mattifying waterproof. Shake it real good first before you use it. Shake, 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 shake. Pop the top off, and then I just spray my face. I do tuck in my lips, so like this, and then I spray my face because I don't want to mess up my lip combo. And then I just air dry my face a little bit, open my eyes. And that is literally it, you guys. It is such a cute pink makeup look. I absolutely love this makeup. Like, I love this look so much in the winter. So much. It is so cute. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this tutorial or just like anything that I used or how I used it, let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to answer any questions. And yeah, I literally love this makeup look so much, you guys. Let me know how you are liking Vlogmas so far. My first year doing Vlogmas, y'all. So let me know how you're liking it. Let me know any future videos you want to see or future Vlogmas videos. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you, but Jesus loves you more. Bye.